Hello everyone. I'm going to do my 30 seconds of sound. So sorry. Okay, nowhere near as organised as I should be today. Actually, what would a live chat be without me having to do the little chat while I'm just setting it all up so that I can actually see the chat, so I can see what's being said. And I'm very, very close to being there. I know other people are far more organised than me at the start of their live chats, but I'm really not. So here we go. Hello, Sam. Hi, Patricia, Inga, Nina, Pam, Helen, Rebecca, Jack. Have I missed anyone else? And Regina. Hello. So last week, I should have done our live chat with Arella on Sunday, but I got a bit confused about the days of the week. So we did it on Saturday instead. But I am now hoping to do a live chat each Sunday at around this time. I'm going to be that flexible because there might be days where we're just stuck in a project outside. We don't start until a bit later, but that's the plan. That is the plan. So welcome. Please let me know. I know most of you have said where you are from already, but can you also like to add what your weather is doing today? Because I am delighted. I can't tell you how delighted I am to say it is sunny here in West Wales. I went out this morning not quite believing what I was seeing, and then spent about 2.5 hours in the garden planting stuff in the food forest, and it was just like, this is so nice. So it is quite breezy, but it's a warm breeze, and that is so very welcome. So let me know what your weather's doing. There we go. Lena is saying, has anyone else planted their garlic yet? Yes, I've planted mine. Let's have a look. So Patricia's asking Jack which part of North Carolina they're from. Growitt's here. Hello, welcome. And Yellow Labrador's saying it's beautiful here, and I think you're in Ireland. I think. So Ellen saying it's a gorgeous full day here in Vermont. A bit chilly though. Yes. So the East Netherlands, it's a beautiful, warm, sunny day. Claudine's here. Hello, welcome. Richard saying from the Irish Midlands, and it's beautiful here. Sam saying it's raining in Oz, freezing cold, and the wind is chilling right to the bones. However, you have got rain, so we're going to celebrate the rain. Rebecca saying, oh goodness, the weather is beautiful today, unexpectedly clear blue skies. Yes. Oh, a ground frost last night. Oh, I did wonder if we were heading towards frost. Sorry, peering over the top of the glasses, school teacher style. I did wonder whether we were heading for frost. But although it is sunny today, we've also got quite a good cloud cover. So it looks like we will probably have the sunshine and it won't get down to frost tonight. Here we go. So Anthony's saying, hello, Anthony. I've planted some garlic bulbs in some pots. Do I need to cover them for winter or leave them and they'll be fine? Leave them. But actually, Anthony, first of all, you're in South Yorkshire. It should be absolutely fine. I'll take that back. Anita is in South Yorkshire. Anthony, where are you? Let us know, because that will very much depend on where you are, whether you need to put a mulch over them or not. But they do like some cold, and the cold will stop it forming just one single bulb like an onion, and then the cold kind of makes them separate out into those lovely cloves, those garlic cloves. Pam's in New England. Richard's saying he planted mine and it's already up. I had a look at ours this morning. I'm trying to think when I planted it. 3 weeks ago. Oh, hang on. Monty's trying to come in and I've put a curtain in the way. I planted one about 3 weeks ago and it's not up yet. But and the other thing is that I know that elephant garlic can take weeks and weeks. I can remember when I planted it last year, thinking, or maybe it was the year before, thinking I'd lost it. So it had died off, but it just took a very long time to come up. So 18 degrees and sunny in Northamptonshire. I'm going to reach over and get my phone and do a quick temperature check. I know in the house it's hot because I'm seriously quite warm today. It says it's 16 degrees in our nearest village, and up here on the hill it will be a degree or so cooler than that. So we're probably having about 14 or 15 degrees Celsius. Compost heap says fantastic weather in Buckinghamshire. Zira, I never ever can say your name properly, sorry. So hello everybody from London. Shana's here from the Netherlands. I did wonder if today we would have a very different group of people joining us, because this weekend it's Homesteaders of America conference in, I think it's West Virginia. So lots and lots of people, lots and lots of Americans have gone to that. Seen the photos of that. It looks absolutely packed. And I guess our equivalent is either going to be the Malvern Autumn Show, but not quite, or the Spring Fair at the Royal Welsh Showgrounds, which is a smallholding show, but still not quite, because Homesteaders of America has an awful lot speaking there. I'd love to go. Can't do the travel. So Anthony, you're on the Nottingham Derby border. No, once you've got your garlic into the ground or into the pot, they should be fine for ready to go next year. Lulu says, anyone have any recommendation for good broad beans for autumn sowing? I grow Claudia, Aquadulce Claudia, is that right? Aquadulce, yes, Aquadulce Claudia, depending on how you want to say it. And they are particularly good for autumn sowing. Maxie's here from East Fife. Hello, welcome. And Wilhelmina's here. So for the first time, I've planted elephant garlic cloves. I get 52 of those from Finland. That would be exciting to see. I really like elephant garlic. Erica introduced it to me to it 3 years ago. I hadn't grown it before, and she said, here, try some of this. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. And my favourite thing to do with it is to cut it into small pieces and then put it through a garlic press so that it's actually crushed. And then add it into the water as I'm boiling potatoes for mashed potato. And then obviously when you drain out the water, that's left the garlic in there as well. And it just gives you a really mildly garlicky mashed potato. Love it. So a few more hellos to say. Deb, hello. And Nancy, hi. Tony is here from Simplified Gardening. Hi, Tony. Hey, all I'm here, but I might have to leave as I'm in work. So thank you for joining us, Tony. And Pam is here. Hello. And Heather's here. Anya's here. Did I say good morning? Hello to Nancy. Don't know if I did or not. Stephen's here. Hello, Stephen. Ida. Lots and lots of people. And Anna, hello, from southern Sweden. And Mr. P says, do you ever use green manure? We've tried field beans and Phacelia this year. I have grown. I've used a green manure in our last house. I tried buckwheat, which didn't grow, but I think that's because it had very, very old seed and really old seed. He needs to go out again, excuse me. I'll just be the doorman, shall I? You can go out. I've just put sorry, we've got a cat flap in this door so that Monty can go in and out at will. But while I'm doing live chats, I'm putting this netting up here so you haven't got a really bright light coming in. But he's a bit miffed that his doorway is blocked. I'm sorry, pal. You're going to come up and say hello. Come here. Come here. No, he didn't. Well, he might have come to say hello. You're coming up. He doesn't know what he's doing. Cat, come and say hello. There. Just say hello to everyone, and then you could go out, couldn't you? You're not very impressed with the world today, are you? So Monty is loving his new home. He's really enjoying being able to play. There you go. He's discovered he can chase baby rabbits around, which he's enjoying doing. He seems to have. He's completely settled in. I do wonder if he remembers the old house or not. All that fuss to go out. I've actually pushed the cat flap and left it open for him, and now he's off in a grump. So, right, let's go back to reading what we were doing. So Eileen's here. A beautiful day in Moncton in Canada. Good morning. And Richard's saying it's hard to store, I'm finding. So I'm thinking you're thinking that of elephant garlic. You could mince it and freeze it, and you could freeze it into like an ice cube tray. And you can just take out one at a time. I'm keeping them in a very cool place, and I'm trying to keep them not completely dry, so ambient moisture, but in a cooler place, because as soon as they come in the warm, they start either rotting or growing. So Fiona's here. Good morning, Fiona. Tony, you're saying you've got 5 different types, but not sown any this year yet. So is that 5 different types of garlic, or is that different types of elephant garlic? So Wilhelmina is saying that only one store sells elephant garlic here in Finland. Willow Creek Homestead's here. Hello, Trish. Thank you for joining me. So Trish and I chat on an app on the phone, like a video chat on a regular basis. I messaged her earlier on and said, if you want to pop in and say hello to my live chats, I'm not on my own. But I'm really pleased to say other people are here too, which is good. Marilene's saying hi, Monty. Yeah, lots of people saying hi to Monty, which is nice. Thank you. So bad room connection. Hi from the North Sea coast in Germany. Hello. And Jack's saying it's 9 a.m. in North Carolina and the sun is shining. It's a glorious morning. Yeah. So I'm having a quick read. Susie's here. Hiya, Susie and Sandra. Morning from Pennsylvania. Awaiting my shipment of garlic. So I was really pleased that my garlic that I ordered from, who did I buy from? The Isle of Wight, the garlic farm on the Isle of Wight. And I've bought from them several times before. And I'm not going to say they're worse than any others, but I actually kind of know the quality of them now, and I know that they're fairly reliable in sending them out and don't just contact you weeks and weeks later and say, sorry, we haven't got any, which I find intensely irritating when seed suppliers do that. So Pat is here from West Canada, edging towards a frost in the week. Yeah. Okay, so Tony's saying he's got 5 different types of green manure. So I've seen you using green manure. I've seen it when it was just about to be dug in, and then after you dug it over. So yes, and it was quite good. It was about knee high, and then you turned it in, so it improved the soil. Let's have a look. So bad room connection is saying slugs, snails, and lots of days without sun. You are my inspiration not to give up with gardening. Thanks, Liz. It is hard to keep going when it's all going wrong. I know, Tony, you won't mind me sharing this because you shared it on your channel a couple of years ago, that a couple of years ago, Tony wasn't very well, and so he couldn't get to his plot for quite a long time during the summer. And I remember him saying when he got back to the plot, it was just like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And as soon as he started again, he just went, yeah, now I remember. I think it's one of those, I think gardening is one of those jobs that is really easy to wonder why you're putting yourself through the hard work. But the second you're moving and you're out there working in the ground and your spirits lift again, it's very quick to remind you why it's so nice. So Guten Gardening says hello from Zone 5 in Wisconsin. I'm having to learn to say all these names. I know Wisconsin's not a hard one to say, but there have been a few names I've had to go away and look up and learn how to say. Stephen B says, looking at small holdings in Wales, waiting for building work to happen before we can sell up and move from sunny Manchester. I think buying a small holding in Wales at the moment is really difficult. Prices have gone through the roof. There's very little. There seems to be very little for sale. I'm very, very grateful that we found this when we did. And, it's not perfect. We are further north and more elevated than I would ideally choose to be. But we wanted some space and we wanted a lot of outbuildings and we had a very, very limited budget. So this is what we got. And now we're here. I'm really pleased that we are. So Richard's saying, I have bought mine in Tenerife about 3 years ago, and now I save and plant my own. Yeah. Pam said, I'm growing shop bought ones. I used to grow last. I'm growing the shop bought ones I used to grow last year. It's not bad. Good. And it says it's very windy here. So she's in Ireland. I really need to get a windbreak hedge, but not a fan of laurel. We grew a mixed hedging in our old place of hawthorn and Guelder rose, and now I can't think of what else there was. Blackthorn, buckthorn, willow, hazel. It's a whole big mixture, and it was the idea is that between them, it would provide lots of nesting spaces, but also lots of flowers for pollinators, and then berries and nuts to support wildlife during the winter. And it's a scruffy hedge. I've got to say, it was a very scruffy hedge, but it was really nice once it had filled out and we could start cutting it back a little bit and making it look a bit tidier in the autumn. Nancy says, how do you keep birds from eating your lettuce? I plant a lot of other things around my food crops so that there are other things for them to eat. But if the birds really are just coming in and ripping them apart, the only way you're going to do that really is by covering them with something. If you cover them with netting, don't forget to secure it down all round so that birds can't actually get in under the netting and then not get out. All right, I'm just reading. I've got that awkward silence moment. Jack, collards, turnips, rutabaga, which are Swedes, radishes, onions, all coming up, getting ready for the first frost at the end of the month. So, Jack, does it get really cold where you are? Do you get like seriously sub-zero for a long time? Because I would certainly leave Swedes in the ground. So that's rutabaga. I might even need to leave some turnips in, and a lot of our greens like collards can stay in the ground as well. But we don't get very deep snow. We don't get sub-zero for prolonged periods usually. So. Lulu says, I'm trying to improve my allotment of soil with green manure, fenugreek and field beans. So field beans are one of those fabulous crops that you can use as a green manure, but you can also pinch out the tops and use those. You can harvest them and use them to eat. So Zach's here. Good afternoon. So quickly reading down. Susie says, I sacrificed my well-tended garden for a weedy mess. Full hip replacement will do that. there is, as you say, always next year. So, Tony says he's been searching for a long time for a suitable small holding as well. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's, you know, we went on when we were looking for this place. We went on a kind of slightly frenzied search. It was every weekend. We were, once we'd accepted an offer on our house, our old house, we were every weekend we were out seeing as many properties as we could, but there actually weren't that many coming onto the market, and we would kind of do that might work for us. Oh, it's sold. Or we go to look, we book to look at something, and by the time that week had gone, the estate agent, or you know, because we booked to see it a week later, the estate agents would be ringing, saying, offers have gone in and it's now so much higher in price, and we just have to say, well, we can't go that high. So I had to walk away from looking at those ones, and that happened quite a lot of times. It was very frustrating. So I do really feel for anybody who's looking at the moment. Ezzy's here. Hiya. Hello, Cheryl, and she says, oh, your property is beautiful. Thank you very much. The scenery around it is stunning. The views are incredible, and I'm hoping that over the next 2 or 3 years we can transform enough of the land that it feels very much like us, as opposed to just feeling like empty fields. And Robin is here. Good morning, Robin. How are you? And Richard's saying, I've built a 2-story growing house, and it's working really well. So when you say it's a 2-story, have you got, is it literally a downstairs and an upstairs, or are you stacking things in a single height building? Tell us a bit more. And Missouri Girl says, hi Liz, great to see you. We've got a burst of hot weather in the 80s this week. But I know what's coming. I have to pull up my veg and prepare beds for winter. So when Norella was here, so Norella came over from Missouri and left. When did she leave? On Thursday morning. And the week before she was here, it was warm. It was it hot? It was, yes, it was warm, bordering on hot, but it was very sunny and very, very dry. And then almost from the moment she arrived, it just rained for a whole week. But luckily we got some breaks in the rain. We had one day that had no rain at all, and it was beautiful. But it did seem a bit sad that almost as soon as she'd gone, we got another day of nice weather. I wanted to be able to show her how beautiful it is here in the sunshine, but she got the idea, even in the rain. So I'm just having a quick read. Susan's saying, hi Liz, my boss built a greenhouse with brown plastic, and my plants seem light deprived. Should you have used clear plastic? Yes, I think is the answer to that. Part of the idea of having the glass or the plastic all the way around it is that it allows the plants to get adequate light from each direction, particularly in winter and spring, when there's less light and the sun's lower. So it does sound, I would guess that they really would be struggling with brown plastic. Yeah. So Stephen says, it seems small holdings are going by word of mouth rather than advertising. Yes, I think that's always been the case, though. I think farms very often of any size are sold to someone down the road or somebody who knows somebody. So Richard's just telling us a little bit more about his 2-story growing space. So he's got 2 beds at ground level and 2 beds on a mezzanine 10 feet up. Fantastic. Wow. So Richard, if you are not part of my Facebook group, in fact, if anybody is not part of my Facebook group, it's called Friends of Liz Zorab Byther Farm. Do please answer the 3 questions that you need to join that group. And Richard, it would be great if you could post some photos of your 2-story growing arrangement. I think that would be really interesting to see. There we go, Richard. Rebecca's saying the same thing. Ooh, post a picture. That would be really lovely to see. So in the last couple of days, I have started sowing seeds for next year. So I've been sowing biennials and some hardy annuals to go through the winter. And most of them, not all of them, but most of them are actually flowers to try and encourage more pollinators and more insects into the garden, and also to provide some flowers for our bees. So I've set myself up with a table in the long barn, table and chairs, and the essentials for me: table, chairs, radio, and a cup of tea. And then I put out all the seed trays. So I've got modules, seed tray module trays, and I got those about 3 years ago from our local growing nursery in Monmouthshire, and they were giving them away free of charge. And it was that or send them to recycling, and I'm not sure that they recycle them properly. So it's better to give them away and let people use them than go to landfill. So I took what I thought was a polite amount. It probably wasn't polite at all, but I took a stack like this, and then I went back a second time and got another stack like this. So I've probably got about 15 of those trays. They've got 84 modules in each. What I have done is I've lost my plant labels, and I'm looking around now. I've got a box of plant labels, there's like lolly sticks, which I cut in half, so that they're then 2 bits like that, to put into my seed trays. Well, I can't find what I've done with them, so I'm a bit short on seed labels. But anyway, started sowing those, and I'm continuing to plant things in the food forest. So this year, for the rest of this year and next year, so 2022, I'm going to grow all my vegetables, I think. I'm saying that carefully because I thought I'd organised a veg garden, a temporary veg garden, then changed my mind. So I think all the vegetables will be grown in the food forest next year, while I'm then getting other areas sorted out. Because I've got all the water there, I've got the beds there, good to grow is ready, sort of thing. It's ready there now. So I was looking this morning and thinking, have I got a space for everything? I think I have. Hi Chrissy, you're not late. I think I've got everything ready now to be growing in there. I've already got in some brassicas to see us through the winter. I'm hoping that will give us a harvest in the Hungry Gap. The plants that I put in when we first moved here in the vegetable garden that I then decided to move, I've left those in place, and I'll harvest those, and then everything else will then be grown in the food forest. So let's have a little look. Oh, the other thing I've just started to do is I'm actually harvesting some food, which I'm really pleased about. I will take my camera out with me as I'm harvesting, and I'll make a video and show you what we have managed to grow in the time that we've been here. So we moved in on the 20-something of June, so very end of June. I didn't do anything until the beginning of July, and I'm really pleased. We've got some squashes, we've got some brassicas. I think there will be some potatoes, and then there are salad crops as well as things like some courgettes. And yeah, no, it's all good. I'm very pleased actually to be able to harvest something this year. So let's have a little look. So we'll just be quiet for a moment while I'm just staring at comments. Hi Ginger, how are you? And okay, I think I'm caught up. It's very nice to see that people are chatting with each other. We had a question last night. So I did a Patreon, a patrons only live chat last night, which was really nice. It was very quiet. I think there were 11 of us, which was lovely. And we asked several questions. I was asked several questions last night, most of which I'm going to then create videos from with your answers. But the one thing I just wanted to say is, I think I mentioned it last week, and I would have mentioned it hopefully last night, but just a reminder that I have got a website, bytherfarm.com, and I have a blog on there which answers some gardening questions. But Tony at Simplify Gardening has got an amazing website with hundreds and hundreds of gardening articles on there. So if you have a question, do come and have a look at my website, and then if you can't find it online, please head on over to Tony's, where you will then be lost down a rabbit hole of information, so much information. But it is a great site to go and have a look at. Oh, you don't need to say thanks, Tony. I'm saying as I see it. That's all. There is a search bar. Yes, there is a search bar, but then you kind of there's another item, and I go off and look at the other thing, and then another article, just as you're supposed to on the website. So let's have a look. Someone else has said, Christian, hello, how are you? And so can I ask you? So I've seen VM Cougar and TN. I've seen your question. But can I just say that if you have a question for me, do you want to put it all in capitals? Because then it will stand out, and my horrible eyesight that needs these things to appear at the screen nowadays, it just makes it stand out a bit more clearly. I have a question. Hubby had ancient trees severely cut back in the summer. They look sad. Will they survive? The answer is, I don't know. It depends how hard they were cut back, and what they are, and what your winter weather is going to be like. I was looking at the willows that we had cut back a few weeks ago, and I was thinking they look quite sad, but they have got little tiny bits of green. So yeah. So the answer is, I can't answer that one. Sorry. I think there are so many factors that will depend. Get my thoughts together. So many factors that will have an impact on whether the trees will survive or not. I wasn't talking very well there at all. My brain went somewhere else just for a second. Right, let's have a little look again. So Chrissy, thank you, is saying that there are 83 of us watching. Can we do a thumbs up? Please do. If you do get a chance to hit the thumbs up, it just tells YouTube you've enjoyed the video, and then they promote my other videos to people as well. Hi Liz, a remedy for gooseberry sawfly other than right. So Donna, hello. Do I remember you saying, were your gooseberries in pots or are they in the ground? But the only thing that I know for sawfly is that the sawfly feed on your plants, and then they drop off and they live in the ground over winter. And then they come back up the next year and climb up your plant. So if you put a barrier down around your plant, so some sort of like a plastic barrier, it would stop them coming back through. But you've got to then remember that's also going to stop water getting to your plant. If they're in pots, I would wait until winter. I would take them out of the pots very carefully. I would tip all the soil out, and I would replant them in fresh soil. and dispose of that soil off your site completely so that there aren't any overwintering sawfly in that soil around your plants. That's the easy answer if you've got pots. If you've got them in the ground, it's a lot harder. And we had the thing about sawflies; they're specific to whichever plant it is. And we had cherry sawfly and birch sawfly, and they could be the same ones, but we had plants that were absolutely decimated, and I ended up just leaving them. And I thought, yeah, I'm afraid those ones go into nature. However, if you've got them in pots for harvesting, that won't work. So there may well be something that you can water into them. My concern is if it's something that would kill the sawfly larvae in the ground, or the sawfly adults, I don't know, whichever it is, the sawfly in the ground who are overwintering, it's likely to kill off other things as well, things we do want. Tony, let's go and ask Tony, do you have any other suggestions other than changing out all the soil from the pots? Let's have a little look. So we had a couple of new people join us. Hello, welcome. Yeah, so Donna say thanks. I'll repot and fresh compost. It is such a nuisance. But I would wait until there are absolutely no leaves. Wait until they're dormant and do it then, because what you don't want to risk is there still being any on your plant now and those dropping into the new soil. So Kate is here. Good morning, Kate. How are you? It's a long time since I've seen you. I know it isn't. I've dropped in on live chat a couple of weeks ago, didn't I? So there we go. So Stephen is now having a chat with VM Cougar. So it would be great if they can have some ideas about those trees. So Tony's saying it's a difficult problem. Sawfly will migrate from other areas too, so airflow is the best defence if you can't get rid of them from the soil. Right, thank you. That's good to know. I'm just going to shout upstairs like a fishwife and just see if Mr. J is going to come and say hello. Darling, you want to pop down and say hello? Yeah. Yes. He's going to come and say hello, which means I can walk away, get another drink. So, and says, when do I prune them? They're 2-year-old plants. Tony, I can't remember when I prune. I've got a feeling I do my pruning in. I know I prune my gooseberries at the same time as some of my currants, but I can't remember whether it's a red currant or black currants. And this is where having a journal helps. And my garden journal, was still packed. It's in a box somewhere in the garage, and I've got no idea where it is. So I keep notes for all that sort of thing in my gardening journal, which I can't access at the moment. So, so apparently nematodes are available for sawfly. Wow. So, right, just having another little read through. So Tony's saying start pruning this year. Aim to take 1/3 of the plants and try to leave the middle open. Yeah. And Donna's saying it's Invicta gooseberry and Big Ben black currants. I love Big Ben black currants. So yes, Patricia's saying hello to Mr. J. He will appear. I can hear him moving around up there. So he's going to come and say hello briefly. He is busy. He's busy doing radio and social media stuff. I can hear him creeping down the stairs. So apparently it's lagging a lot now. There's not a lot I can do about that because I'll stand up and come over there.
Oh.
You come and sit here for 2 seconds. We're actually plugged in rather than being on Wi-Fi. We're plugged in. The computer is plugged in. So there we go.
This is why we have instant perms, because we're plugged into the mains. Hello. There's not a lot we can do about the lagging if there is lagging. But hey, it's keeping your pipes warm, isn't it? But it's just to do with the fact we're on 4G Wi-Fi, not 4G Wi-Fi. We're on 4G broadband here. So if the rest of the world suddenly decides to get on their mobile phones on the same network, it can slow us down a little bit. Or something like that.
Yes, that's our excuse. We're sticking to it.
Thank you, Donna. And hello, Chrissy, and hello, Kate, and Anya, and everybody that Liz has already said hello to, because otherwise I'm going to sit here reading out a list of names, which is terribly dull for everybody. Good, thank you, Richard. Nice to know it's fine where you are. Lag-wise, I'm presuming you're talking about, rather than the weather being clement or otherwise.
A lot of people, so a couple of people in Australia have said it's cold and wet, but everyone else is saying how nice and sunny it is today.
Oh, right. Yes, it is. It is nice and sunny today, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just looking at Liz over the other side of the kitchen because she's hiding.
She's not
at the moment,
away.
she does. The new place is gorgeous, says Nancy. Yes, the outside is lovely. The inside will get there in time. It's possibly slightly more time than we had originally anticipated, but we'll get there eventually.
Eventually, we'll be brave enough to turn that camera around and share the kitchen.
Yes, there is work to be done. Thanks for your hospitality, says Plan B, Orchard and Farm. Yes, hello.
That's Lorella.
It is Lorella. But I love this. It says, thank you for your hospitality while Lorella was there.
Oh, in that case, maybe it was Chris.
Hello, Chris. Seen some wonderful footage yesterday of your place. So I suspect it could be, because if it was Lorella, she'd be saying, I took some wonderful footage of your place. You're very welcome. And it was lovely to have her come and stay with us and see the place. Yes. Oh, thank you. Linda says we're both looking amazing.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
The voucher for Specsavers is in the post. I'm being trapped in a corner now.
Yeah, that's all right. We're only going to be here a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Well, no, not really a couple more minutes.
You are now going to find out that we're both, whether or not we're both in the screen, are you?
Oh, look.
Yes.
Donna sent us
thank you.
Send us a chat. That's nice. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, we are still in the screen.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a little look. Oh, Laurie's here. Hello, Laurie.
Hello, Monty.
Monty has been furious that there is a curtain in the way.
Yes.
There you are. So they liked your presentation.
Thank you. We have a part filmed follow-up for that. There is still work to be done on the second part of that.
There is.
It's only a brief catch up with what's happened since that was filmed, because
things are
some of what we complained about not having happened has now happened. But we can definitely pop in and out and do bits and pieces.
Yes.
Lorella's popped in as well.
Yes, we are doing. Work is happening so quickly outside at the moment. While it's dry, we're both working like mad, and
in every direction at once.
Yes, and we've got Dave the Hero. Mm-hmm. I think we've explained who Dave the Hero is. So he's somebody who came to our rescue when we couldn't carry in the wood burner.
Yes.
And anyway, he is now here once a fortnight.
Doing
groundwork, which is absolutely brilliant, because it allows me time to then concentrate on the more planting.
On the more planty stuff, and also to give me a chance to then do the bits that Liz asks me to do, rather than hacking my way through stuff. And it also means that if I've been out in the rain, and Lorella can tell you what I look like when I come back after a day's hard work on the mail, when it's been absolutely chucking it down. Yeah, if I come back from that and Liz wants me to do stuff, I don't actually have to.
Which is quite nice. So people are saying we look well rested, which is amazing because it's been non-stop, hasn't it? So it's obviously, I think it's light. It's light, it's bright, and I think we're getting quite relaxed here now.
Yeah. Yes, drowned rat is absolutely. I don't know. Do you call your postman a rat? Depends on how many bills we're bringing. I know.
Yeah, no, you have looked pretty soggy actually.
Oh, I was going to say actually that if I had £1 for every time that someone said, "Oh, I haven't got any bills for me," I'd have had about 60 quid this week.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, somebody's going past.
Oh no, I'm moving this around to try and get you in view more.
Yeah, and then I move.
Yeah, and then you move.
Yes, and
that's all right, isn't it? There we go.
Makes it look like we like each other.
Donna's saying it's not the bills, it's the spam. It's not spam. It's
it's pork luncheon meat.
What's it called? That unsolicited mail that we get.
Oh,
door-to-door delivery.
It's direct mail.
Direct mail.
So yeah, where's Monty by my grand cat?
Oh right, so Monty has.
He's wandered in.
Oh, he's so disgusted with there being a curtain in front of his cat flap. He is now staring at the other door, staring at that. So, yes, Donna, the thing about that, all that paper stuff is that all those extra bits of paper is that presumably they're paying for all that to be delivered, which probably helps keep the price of stamps down for us.
It does.
So, did you want to go out? There you go. The door's open. Your own personal door is open. Come on, because you're letting all the cold in. He's not interested.
Then they want to know if we're getting to know the local area. Well, I am, because I deliver mail to a lot of it. So actually, no, I've done some of the parcel runs very, very locally.
And I've done a few
Little
trips out.
Yeah.
Just go and see bits and pieces, haven't I?
Mm.
So. And Rose is here, hello. And Matthew's here, hiya. And I saw somebody else had joined us. Cindy's here as well. What are we reading?
I was reading that Cindy is always shorting compost each year, using potatoes to create new beds by simply
Put them on the surface.
I read that
and covering
because I haven't got my glasses on and that's a little bit small. I've read that's puffing them on the surface. I was thinking, how do you puff a potato? I suppose that's what we end up with when you get a nice mash, isn't it? Puffed potato.
I think we should have puffed potatoes. That's a really nice.
Isn't that, however, what the aliens used to think that if you just added boiling water to it, you got that?
No, that was.
Yes, smashing.
Smashing, yes. It's apparently spam mail's good for firelighting.
Yes, you see, there you are. Yeah, some of it is shiny paper. This is true. It's interesting. I had a customer on one of my old rounds that complained one time about the door-to-door deliveries, and I explained that if they wrote in, they can be listed as someone who doesn't receive them. But they said, but I want to get them from this company, this company, and this company, but I don't want the rest. And I said, well, yeah. And the other thing, of course, is it's a bit like if you watch, I don't know, television. If you watch the programs that are sponsored by whoever.
Actually, I'll tell you, the mail that really irritates me is the mail that appears with my name and address on it from a company I've never bought anything from.
Yeah, people selling
really irritating.
People selling people's names and addresses.
And even worse is there are 2 clothes companies, and I'm not going to name them, and they keep sending me catalogues. And I wish they wouldn't, because every time they send me a catalogue, I'm forced to buy something from them.
That's why I
I
do
don't
it.
want to do it, but I have to.
Sorry.
So it works, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. Inga, we also have people who have stickers on the mailbox saying they do not want to have direct mail, but that actually only applies to not the Royal Mail carriers, not the official mail carrier for the country. So if you are someone who's employed a couple of kids to go out and stick leaflets through people's letterboxes, they should attend to that. But this is actually counted as mail, even though it's not directly addressed. And of course, you do also get the instances when you've got certain political campaigns and elections and other things that we have to deliver that, and we just don't have a choice.
Ooh.
Hey ho.
Donna's saying don't do it, just encourages them if you buy from them. I have spoken to them and said stop sending me stuff. So they stopped sending me the paper ones and started sending to me by email.
That's easier to delete without looking
That was
at it.
well, I pressed unsubscribe. That made it even easier. All right, so we've all had a complaint. We're all having a good complaint about that mail. So just reading. Totally true. Really tempting. So yes, also can't talk about the grass clippings on potatoes. Yes, it works really well as long as you don't put too thick a layer on at any one time, because otherwise it heats up and it starts decomposing anaerobically and goes slimy and unpleasant, smelly, slimy, unpleasant, and quietly cooks your potatoes.
And you don't want your pre-cooked potatoes.
No, well, they won't be potatoes. They'll just be hot something. It's really funny because we've got two threads of conversation going on here.
Mm-hmm.
We could be having one's about clothes and one's about grass clippings.
Yes.
It's okay, as long as we don't end up putting clothes on the spuds and and grass clippings on our bodies. That's fine.
Yeah. If the potatoes are in a salad, you should dress them. So.
Sorry, what?
If your potatoes are in a salad, you should dress them.
Yes, you should. Kate's saying I've been putting grass clippings in the chicken run and duck run, but things are getting deep in there. Do you know what? We can't use any grass clippings at the moment, can we?
No, not yet.
So we've been here 13, 14 weeks, something like that. We still don't have a lawnmower. We've got the very small one, the little push-along one that we had in our rented house 8 years ago.
And I've got a petrol one that's not very well at the moment.
So the grass is getting fairly long out there, aren't they?
Yeah. So Patricia, I don't know where you are. Saying your mailman sometimes forgets to deliver or says they can't get to your appointment. I know occasionally with some of the apartment blocks that we have to deliver to, or I've had to deliver to, I'm not doing it at the moment. They have a buzzer for the trade to get in, and sometimes they don't work. And you buzz a few people, and no one lets you in, and then you just have to go away. Unfortunately, it does happen.
Oh, Kate says she's got a large 0 degree
turn mower,
which is brilliant.
Yeah. Tony says we need a skid steer and an attachable mower.
Finding anything that is second-hand lawnmower-y, small compact tractor type thing is really hard at the moment because spare parts aren't coming in.
No. So they're rocketing in price.
Yeah.
We've looked at a couple that have been missing fairly vital bits, and
we went to see one that was so noisy, incredibly noisy, and also had a grass box collecty thing on the back. And I said, "Are they easy to take on and off?" And it was like, "Oh no, it's stuck on there permanently." So I need something that can be used for more than one thing. And having said that, that one thing was nearly £10,000. And
yes,
almost fell over. It was kind of more than double that I'd budgeted for to have one that did everything. So I want something that can scoop at the front.
Oh yeah, you want it all, don't you?
I do. Yes.
And you want it now.
And I want and I want one that looks like a tractor, but is only really little.
No, I was going to say I could get you a dinky toy or one the size of the car we've got at the moment.
So Patricia says, how would you grow potatoes in an apartment? If you've got a balcony, I would do them in a bucket. And actually, even if all you've got is a big windowsill, you could, in theory, do a bucket with one potato at a time.
Nancy's come up with a couple of thoughts there as well. Put a drip tray under some large fabric pots. Okay,
Bev says, how do you process your chickens for meat? We don't actually have any chickens now. We stopped having chickens about 18 months ago.
About 18 months back, isn't it?
We may have chickens again at some point in the future. But if you want to see what I've done in the past, there are videos. If you search my YouTube channel, you'll find those videos.
Laura's saying that Kubota, I think, do you mean Kubota?
Yeah.
Possibly. Or Kubota could be another brand.
Could be, no, it'd be Kubota.
Yes, we have looked at those.
Yeah, they're just incredibly expensive, new. And I've got a toy tractor on the shelf, yes.
Yeah.
So, what was that bottom?
I tried to buy your book today, couldn't find it locally, popped into Waterstones. Can you buy it online direct? So I want to make sure that's the process. Go to
yes.
Go to the website.
Yes, if you go to our website, bytherfarm.com, you can buy it there. If you are not in the UK, because at the moment it only says you can do it in the UK, only buy from us direct in the UK. Failing that, if you're not in the UK, go to
Permanent publications.
Yes, but there are links. So on my website, there are links to places you can buy it elsewhere in the world.
But if it's Waterstones, I suspect you're in the UK.
Oh, that's true. Wow, Waterstones didn't have it. Okay, so Waterstones have got it online. So most bookstores have got the book online. The Guardian Bookshop's got it, and then after that, if you go to somewhere like Amazon, we will actually get some proceeds, but for maximum proceeds coming to us via the website. Okay, so Kubota is a US brand.
I've just written it down, so I'll have a look. Thank you for that, Don. That's useful to know. And oh yeah, thank you. I recently sent my mother your channel, says Flux Wild.
Thank you.
She wants to get into gardening herself.
So,
and Kate's rereading the book for the third time.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice. So I had a quiet half hour very first thing this morning, writing. So I'm still.
That was the shopping list, but
no, it wasn't the shopping list. So I am still quietly working on book 2, which will be out this time next year. So it'll be out in the autumn. I decided that I wouldn't publish another book in the spring because I am so tired, having sort of struggled through the winter. I found it really hard to do the kind of promotional stuff that they wanted me to do in the spring. So I just said, next one, we'll publish it in the autumn. When I've had the blast of sunshine from the summer and I'm still upright, bouncy, and still have lots of energy. So next autumn is book 2. And it will be...
Strange title, that. Next autumn.
Yes. It will be more of the same, but different.
You're using my phrases again.
I am using your phrases again. I actually even use that phrase in the book. So yeah, Donna, Justin Rhodes has got a Kubota. I can't remember how they said it when I spoke to them. Kubota. He was very lucky to get that. I might have spat a few feathers with, oh, look, he's got a tractor. So, Most of my veg and herbs come from my balcony, as me and the wife live in a flat. Got a large balcony, brilliant. So it's got a small greenhouse, nice. Right, so Regina says, will your book be on audio?
We had hoped to get the first book on audio.
By now.
Then we moved, and we have some electrical interference issues, which I can mask when I'm doing my radio programs. People listen to things on smartphones and stuff, it doesn't really show up. But if you were listening on headphones for just a pure spoken word thing, it would be happening.
It's a hum. There is a hum from our
smart
electrics. Meter. Yeah, from the smart meter. In fact, where I have my desk is just below the smart meter, and I don't hear a hum. I hear whir, whir, whir.
Yeah, yes, it's a bit of an irritation. At some point, when we've got other bits and pieces sorted out, we will probably find somewhere else that we can do recording, and then we will do some audio work. But everything changed so much this year with the move that was one of the things that just went on hold. I'm sorry, it's still on the back burner.
Yeah, it is. So just saying, have you ever watched Joel Salatin? Yes, I have. So he's at Polyface Farms, isn't he? And he does fantastic stuff with regenerative agriculture. And he did a really nice interview with quick getting the brain in gear here.
I don't know what you're talking
about.
No,
that's all right. I'm just trying to remember here. So he did an interview for the Green Steading Festival Conference last year with who are that couple? Who are the couple who are building their home in Arizona? No, it's a rhetorical question. I'll think of it.
Donna,
you talk for a second.
How would the acoustics be in the barn thingy? Not suitable, unfortunately. It's quite echoey. And it's, again, having the kit out there to record would be running sort of a lot of cables and stuff, which wouldn't necessarily be good. Green Dream Project.
Yes, thank you. That's the one, yes. Hi, Kathleen, how are you? So it's Green Dream Project. So he did a really nice interview for them for their Green Setting conference last year. So that's worth having a look at if you haven't seen that one. My phone is having a funny five.
Have the ducks settled in? Yes.
Absolutely. And we've had to do a bit of fixing of the duck house already, haven't we?
Yeah, because we've had potential fox attempts. So we've been putting wire and
heavy
duty wire around the duck house.
Actually, kind of fixed onto it to stop. There was some evidence of a large animal trying to dig in, certainly bigger than a rat
or a rabbit.
And I don't think that the sheep can dig that efficiently.
They are Aylesbury. Well, they're kind of Aylesbury.
They are. Half of them are Aylesbury's and half of them are Aylesbury Pekin.
That was the one I was trying to remember. Are they heat tolerant? Well, up to a point, and after that they get cold. Yeah.
So they are. Yes, they're fairly heat tolerant. They are all white feathers, which helps keep them cooler, and they just do a really good impression of melted duck.
But they also like going into the shade. They do head into the shade.
So Richard is saying, is it Permanent Publications where I get the book? Yes, you can get the book from Permanent Publications or from my website, bytherfarm.com. So good. I'd love to have ducks. So I live vicariously for now. Now look, we have done over an hour of chatting.
We have.
I can feel it's time for a cup of tea, and I'd like to get back out in the garden for a couple of hours before
it gets too cold. Yeah.
Before it gets chilly. So we are going to wrap up here. Thank you so much for joining us today. We will be back. At least one of us.
Yes.
We'll be back next Sunday at the same time. I'll have a video out on Tuesday on my channel. Hopefully there will be something on
Channel 2.
Yeah, By the Farm 2. And if you haven't found our second channel yet, please do search for it on YouTube. It's called Byther Farm and then the number 2. Right, here we go. Let's do the button thing. And so wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again next time.
Bye for now.